sowing with tears. And whoever would be first among you must be your slave. Matthew 20 verse 27. Those who sow in tears shall reap with shouts of joy. He who goes out weeping, bearing the seed for sowing, shall come home with shouts of joy, bringing his sheaves with him. Psalm 126 verses 5 to 6. In this psalm, the people recall the moment of their return to the land after the Babylonian captivity. William MacDonald comments, now that they were back in their own land, they needed to begin cultivating their fields, but this brought a problem. They had brought with them only a limited amount of grain. They could use it as food now since there were no fruits in the fields for them to harvest, or they could use it as seeds, sowing them in the hope of an abundant harvest in the future. If they decided to use most of it as seed, they would have to sacrifice and live with little until harvest time. They decided to plant. As the farmer walked through his fields, dipping his hand into the bag of seeds and casting them upon the plowed ground, he shed tears thinking of the needs he and his family would have to endure until harvest time. However, later, when the fields teemed with golden grains, his tears would turn into joy as he brought the ripe sheaves back to the barn. All the sacrifices his family had made would be richly rewarded. What an interesting explanation! We can apply this to our lives. Invest or consume. Our time or money can be used for work or leisure. Invest or spend. We can spend money for our own pleasure, buying what our hearts desire, or, living sacrificially, we can invest in the work of the Lord. Often we must invest, even while shedding tears. Trust and surrender, remembering that the promise for those who invest in the kingdom of God is to have an abundant harvest. May we have the wisdom to discern and the courage to act, making the best investment of our lives. In due time, reap with joy.